I have never seen this team beg more for ticket sales than I'm seeing now.
The Fever are still putting up their little social media post about buying tickets. That has got swatted down by fans of Caitlin Clark.
Sorry, I'm not spending any of my hard-earned money to make the Fever franchise any money. I will buy Caitlin Clark merch all day long, but I'm not spending one penny buying Fever merchandise or buying tickets. Sorry, you guys screwed that up.
Constantly ruining her brand and then beg people to buy tickets. No, thank you.
Indiana Feline struggling to sell out season opener. Not only are they struggling to sell tickets to the season opener, the Indiana Felines are struggling to sell season tickets.
Caitlin Clark making it very clear she wants to play. She's ready to play.
I'm the person that doesn't want to sit out a single rep. Like, I want to be in there every single time. Like, I just love competing and I love playing. And
then Stephanie White making it very clear she's not going to have a superstar on this team.
Want to be smart. She doesn't need every rep in practice. Like, we want to continue to ramp her up.
The Indiana Fever front office is a disaster. The only reason why people are watching this team is because of CC22. Fans remember how the Indiana Fever treated them last season, dragging them along, using Caitlin Clark as a circus act, taking her from this place to that place, only to increase attendance. Fans remember.
Something feels different right now in the WNBA. And if you've been paying attention, you can feel it too. Because just months ago, anything connected to Caitlin Clark wasn't just popular, it was unstoppable. Every game felt like a once-in-a-lifetime event. Tickets were gone in minutes. Prices were skyrocketing. Entire arenas were being upgraded just to handle the demand. This wasn't normal growth. This was a surge. A wave. And Caitlin Clark was at the center of it. She didn't just join the league, she changed the energy of the entire WNBA. Suddenly, people who had never watched women's basketball before were locked in. Social media was exploding. Highlights were everywhere. Debates, comparisons, hype, it was non-stop. But now, something doesn't feel the same. Because the same team that couldn't keep tickets available is now pushing harder than ever just to fill seats. And that's where the question begins. What changed? Because this kind of shift doesn't happen without a reason.
NBA is asking $900 per ticket. For that price, you can get better seats for the NBA playoffs.
When it comes to ticket sales and trying to sell out an arena, I have never seen the Indiana Fever ask more than they are asking now.
Do you feel like you've got a better all-around team if Caitlin Clark is not on the court? Stephanie White will tell you yes. She believes the team is better without the most dynamic playmaker in all of the WNBA and in women's sports not on the court.
Some fans have admitted they are hesitant how after last year CC was handled.
Caitlin isn't your priority, and it shows. We spent thousands last season just to watch her get iced out. No screens, no plays, just standing there in the corner like a decoy. And now the coach thinks she's a combo guard. Indiana Fever won a lot of games last year, but a lot of those games that they won were still boring. Because that's what your league was associated with before Caitlin Clark's arrival.
Let's rewind to what this felt like at its peak. Every Caitlin Clark game was must-watch. Fans weren't just attending, they were planning entire trips around it. Cities were adjusting schedules. Bigger arenas were being booked. Even people who didn't follow basketball were tuning in. That's rare. That's what happens when a player becomes bigger than just the sport, when they become a moment. And for a while, Caitlin Clark was that moment. But here's where things get interesting. Because now, instead of urgency, there's hesitation. Instead of hype, there's silence. And silence is dangerous. Because hype can be rebuilt. Controversy can be fixed. But when people quietly stop showing up, that's when momentum starts slipping away without warning.
Struggling to sell out a home opener for the first time. Last year's home opener allegedly sold out in under an hour.
Stephanie White saying that they're going to load manage Caitlin Clark.
Want to be smart. She doesn't need every rep in practice. Like, we want to continue to ramp her up.
We're going to ramp her up. She just played USA basketball.
What we don't want to do is overload someone that is coming back from injury. We expect them to be available and...
They already starting that BS.
If y'all are trying to use last season
season's Caitlin Clark injury as a reason to limit her minutes, and we're not going to win games like that.
We are about 2 weeks away from the regular season. A lot of tickets available.
This isn't just about numbers. It's about behavior. Because fans didn't disappear, they changed. The same people who spent hundreds, even thousands of dollars last season are now stepping back. Not completely gone, but no longer all in. And what they're saying is very specific. They still support Caitlin Clark, but they're questioning everything around her. That's a huge shift. Because once fans emotionally separate the star from the team, the entire foundation starts to shake. Now it's no longer automatic support. Now it has to be earned again.
Lynn Dunn tweeting out at fans, calling them complainers. When you start taking shots at the people that support you, the people that reach into their wallet for you, they remember.
We're going to continue to prioritize the locker room and the chemistry in the locker room and the continuity.
If Stephanie White believes there is a superstar on this team, she believes it is Kelsey Mitchell, not Caitlin Clark.
Flew to Indy with a friend, stayed in a hotel across the street, and our favorite players weren't playing. Bought tickets early, and by August, the team was decimated. Many fans want to see how the season goes before commitment.
Let's be completely real for a second. Caitlin Clark is not just another player in the WNBA. Right now, she is the biggest driver of attention, growth, and visibility in the entire league. Her shooting range, her confidence, her playmaking, it brought millions of new fans into the space. People who didn't care before suddenly cared deeply. And that kind of impact, you don't see it often. So when fans feel like a player with that level of influence isn't being fully utilized, it creates frustration. Not small frustration, but the kind that changes behavior.
Fortunate that Caitlin was able to get some gameplay and very casually got back on the court and won the MVP at the qualifier. Happy for her. She's looked great. She's worked incredibly hard to be in a good spot. But to your point, Sophie and Ty have not played in game action. What we don't want to do is overload someone that is coming back from injury. We expect them to be available and practicing, but there's a difference between not playing games or playing games. That factored into some of the decisions in terms of having some guard depth to make sure that we are allowing these players to really ramp up in an appropriate fashion. One of the learnings from last year was we don't want to play players 40 minutes every night.
Sophie Cunningham was playing like maybe 20 minutes a game for real. That is strictly about Caitlin Clark, who was playing 31 minutes a game and stuff like that.
The breaking point.
Now here's where things start to get complicated. Because the messaging around Caitlin Clark doesn't feel aligned. On one side, you have a player who clearly wants to compete at the highest level, every possession, every game, every moment. On the other side, you have a system talking about limiting representatives, managing minutes, and slowing things down. Now logically, that might make sense. Injuries, long season, player health. But emotionally, to fans, it feels like hesitation. And hesitation around your biggest star is one of the fastest ways to lose momentum.
Being able to create a rotation that does have some depth. We have a lot of versatility in this group. I'm really excited about that.
Indiana Fever GM Amber Cox said they're going to be limiting playing time off Caitlin Clark.
We want to make sure that we manage the reps and what kinds of reps she's getting just to build her up.
Do y'all think Asia Wilson is about to be on some sort of minutes restriction? No, she's going to be going for another MVP, going for another championship. Meanwhile, we got these people talking about limiting our best players. Y'all trying to justify this Raven Johnson pick. Y'all trying to justify going and signing all these damn guards.
The Las Vegas, who just committed over $5 million to AJ Wilson, they couldn't sell out the WNBA Finals last year with tickets selling for less than 40.
Let's talk about the clearest signal of all. Ticket sales. Because numbers don't lie. Not long ago, Indiana Fever games were selling out instantly. Resale markets were exploding. Demand was overwhelming. Now, tickets are still available. And that might not sound like a big deal at first, but it is. Because when demand is truly real, it sells itself. You don't have to push it. You don't have to remind people. You don't have to convince anyone. And the moment you do, that's when you know something changed.
think it's new for everybody. I think we got to be smart. She has worked her butt off this whole off season to prepare herself. We have an added advantage in that she played games in March with USA Basketball, and she has game exposure, she has game pace, she has game rhythm, she has game timing. So we have an advantage, but we also want to be smart. She doesn't need every rep in practice. Like, we want to continue to ramp her up. It's a long season, 44 games. We play a heavy cadence of games in a week, and so we want to be smart in camp and make sure we ease her into it because she's ready for camp. We want to make sure that we manage the reps and what kinds of reps she's getting just to build her up.
Here's what makes this situation even more serious. This isn't loud. There's no boycott. No headline screaming controversy. It's quiet. Fans are simply choosing not to show up the same way they did before. No urgency. No rush. No emotional investment. And that kind of silent pullback, that's the most dangerous kind. Because it doesn't explode. It fades. This isn't just about one team. This is about the entire WNBA. Because right now, the league's growth is heavily tied to Caitlin Clark. TV ratings, media coverage, sponsorships, social media attention. A huge portion of it connects back to her. So when the team built around her starts losing fan energy, it sends a signal across the entire league. And that's why this moment matters more than people think. So now everything comes down to this. This is a turning point. The fans have already made their move. They didn't protest. They didn't complain endlessly. They simply stepped back. Now it's the organization's turn. Because the question is simple, but powerful. Can they rebuild that trust? Can they align the system with the star that created all this momentum? Can they bring back that feeling that made every game feel like an event? Because if they can, this flips fast. But if they don't, this won't just be about tickets. It'll be about losing one of the biggest growth moments the WNBA has ever had. And that's not something you get twice.